Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. The NFL rumor mill is running wild with whispers of a massive jaw-dropping trade that could rock the league to its very core. Imagine the Miami Dolphins, a team known for bold moves, deciding to go Allen for one of the NFL's brightest young stars. Patrick SURTAIN, the Denver Broncos standout cornerback who has quickly become a lockdown presence in the secondary. The rumor floating around claims Miami is ready to send a significant package to Denver. None other than Jalen Ramsey, arguably one of the league's top shutdown corners, paired with versatile tight end JONNU Smith. It's the kind of trade that would have ripple effects throughout the AFC and beyond, flipping the script on defensive matchups and offensive game plans. Fans are buzzing with excitement and skepticism. Alike, would Miami really trade away a proven elite veteran like Ramsey for a younger, albeit highly talented SURTAIN? Meanwhile, JONNU Smith's inclusion adds another layer of complexity as he brings a much-needed dynamic weapon to Denver's offense, potentially softening the blow of losing SURTAIN. This rumor suggests Miami's front office believes the youth and upside of SURTAIN outweigh Ramsey's current dominance. If true, it signals Miami's aggressive long-term strategy to build a fast lockdown defense around a rising star aiming to dominate the AFC for years. Meanwhile, Denver Broncos fans are processing the possibility of welcoming Jalen Ramsey and JONNU Smith in return for one of their best defensive players. Ramsey, known for his fierce competitiveness and lockdown coverage ability, would instantly upgrade Denver's secondary with experience and leadership, complementing their defensive line and linebackers. Adding JONNU Smith could provide the Broncos with a versatile weapon in the passing game, offering more options for their quarterback and increasing the offense's overall explosiveness. This potential trade could address several needs for Denver, potentially elevating their roster to a more balanced and dynamic unit. However, it would also mean losing a young elite talent in SURTAIN who has impressed scouts and coaches alike with his instincts and physicality. The Broncos front office would have to weigh the benefits of immediate impact players against the long-term potential of SURTAIN's prime years. The rumor has set the NFL community on fire, with experts debating the fairness and feasibility of this deal. Could Miami's willingness to trade Ramsey signal a belief that SURTAIN's youth and trajectory better fit their scheme, or is this just early-stage negotiations that won't come to fruition? Either way, the potential consequences are significant for both franchises. Rumors like these aren't uncommon during the NFL trade season, but a swap involving two star corners and a tight end of JONNU Smith's caliber is rare and incredibly bold. Jalen Ramsey is not only a shutdown corner, but also a leader on and off the field, bringing a competitive edge that few can match. Miami's decision to reportedly include him in a trade package suggests a willingness to gamble on future potential over proven star power. Patrick SURTAIN, though younger and less experienced, has shown flashes of brilliance and could become the cornerstone of Miami's secondary for the next decade. JONNU Smith's involvement adds a valuable piece for Denver, bringing athleticism and pass-catching ability at a position that has been a question mark for them. The intrigue of this rumored deal lies in how both teams might reinvent themselves post-trade. Miami would signal a shift towards youth and speed, while Denver could add immediate experience and depth. These rumors have sparked intense debates on social media, podcasts, and sports shows, with analysts split on which team wins this potential trade. The NFL landscape could look very different if this blockbuster deal gets greenlit, with Miami betting on the future and Denver aiming to compete right now. This swirling speculation also highlights how valuable elite cornerbacks are in today's pass-heavy NFL. Patrick SURTAIN and Jalen Ramsey represent two different models of top-tier defensive backs. One younger with room to grow, and one proven, but more established. Miami's interest in SURTAIN suggests a belief that locking down opposing receivers is a priority worth restructuring their roster around. Trading Ramsey, despite his elite talent, indicates they see SURTAIN as a player who can elevate the defense in new ways, possibly bringing more versatility or fitting better into their defensive scheme. Meanwhile, Denver acquiring RAMSEY and JONNU could mean they want to immediately shore up the defense while boosting offensive options. Such a deal would not just involve player exchanges, but also strategic recalibrations, salary cap considerations, and coaching adjustments. These types of high-profile trades are always complex behind the scenes, requiring buy-in from players' agents and coaching staffs. The rumors suggest negotiations are already underway, with both teams exploring the possibilities and figuring out how such a trade could work logistically. For fans, the mere prospect of this trade is thrilling, fueling endless conversations about what Miami and Denver's rosters might look like come next season. Another angle to this rumor is how Miami's current roster composition might be influencing their willingness to part with Jalen Ramsey. Miami has been steadily building a talented defensive group, and perhaps the front office believes SURTAIN's youth and cap-friendly contract give them more flexibility to build a team that can compete consistently. Meanwhile, adding JONNU Smith to Denver's offense could fill gaps that have hindered their passing game, providing a reliable target and matchup nightmare for defenses. Trading Ramsey would undoubtedly leave a hole in Miami's secondary, but the belief might be that SURTAIN's potential to develop into a true lockdown corner would make it worth the risk. This trade rumor has injected fresh excitement into Miami's fan base, with supporters imagining a defense anchored by SURTAIN surrounded by a strong supporting cast. Denver fans, on the other hand, are debating how Ramsey's arrival might impact their defensive schemes and whether JONNU Smith's addition would significantly improve their offense. Both cities are buzzing with social media buzz and local sports. Talk shows dissecting every detail, projecting how the teams would fare after such a monumental swap. Speculation aside, the logistics of pulling off a trade of this magnitude are significant. Jalen Ramsey's contract, performance bonuses, and role as a team leader are all factors Miami's front office must consider. Similarly, Denver's willingness to part with SURTAIN indicates they see Ramsey and JONNU as upgrades or necessary pieces for their current roster goals. The financial ramifications, including salary cap impacts and future draft considerations, would have to be carefully navigated by both teams' management. Trades involving star players often include complex negotiations around contract restructures, and incentives, and this deal would be no exception. The timing is also crucial. With free agency, the draft and training camp approaching, both teams would need to act decisively to integrate new players smoothly. Coaches on both sides would also have a major role in determining how these players fit schematically. The rumor suggests that talks are in preliminary stages but gaining momentum, with insiders hinting that a deal could be reached if both sides find common ground on terms. If this blockbuster trade happens, it could set off a chain reaction in the NFL, influencing other teams' trade strategies and player movements as well. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments what's your take on the Fins this week. Looking deeper into the player. Profiles Patrick Surtain II represents a blend of size, speed, and instinct that has made him one of the most coveted young corners in the league. Miami's interest in acquiring him reflects a desire to build a defense capable of shutting down some of the league's most dangerous passing attacks. On the other hand, Jalen Ramsey's reputation as a lockdown corner with a fierce competitive nature makes him an invaluable asset for any team seeking immediate impact. Adding JONNU Smith to Denver's offense brings a versatile athlete who can line up in multiple spots, creating mismatches against defenses and expanding play-calling options. The synergy of Ramsey and Smith could immediately improve Denver's chances to compete at a higher level, while Miami betting on Surtain's growth signals a long-term vision. The rumors traction shows how the NFL's trade landscape continues to evolve, with teams increasingly willing to make bold moves to gain advantages. Fans are left to wonder whether this blockbuster trade will materialize or if it will remain an exciting what if in the lead up to the new season. Social media has erupted over the speculation, with passionate debates about which team would benefit more from this potential trade. Some argue Miami would be foolish to trade away a proven star like Ramsey, whose veteran presence and skills are essential for any top defense. Others point out that SURTAIN's youth and upside could be the key to building a sustainable championship contender. Denver supporters are excited at the prospect of adding a lockdown corner and a dynamic tight end, envisioning a more balanced and potent team on both sides of the ball. Fantasy football analysts are also chiming in, discussing how this trade could affect player values and projections for the upcoming season. The rumor has even caught the attention of former players and analysts who weigh in on the strategic implications and potential winners and losers. This level of buzz demonstrates how impactful a trade involving these players could be, influencing everything from team morale to fan enthusiasm and media narratives. The NFL thrives on moments like this, where speculation sparks endless discussion and anticipation for what's next. The rumor also opens questions about the Miami Dolphins' broader roster strategy. Are they preparing to rebuild around younger players and shed some veteran salaries? Does acquiring SURTAIN signal a shift in defensive philosophy, emphasizing speed and coverage versatility over physicality? Meanwhile, Denver's acceptance of RAMSEY and JONNU might indicate a push for immediate playoff contention, prioritizing proven performers over developing talent. These contrasting approaches highlight the delicate balance teams face between present success and future planning. Miami's boldness in possibly trading RAMSEY suggests a willingness to embrace change and take calculated risks. Denver, in acquiring established stars, might be betting on experience to push them deeper into the postseason. Both approaches have merits, and the league is watching closely to see how these decisions play out on the field. Rumors like this remind us that behind the games and stats, NFL franchises are constantly making tough choices that shape the league's competitive landscape for years. Lastly, as with all major trade rumors, there's always the possibility this deal remains just that, a rumor. Teams often test the waters, exploring interest and gauging market value before making any commitments. Player preferences, medical evaluations, and contract negotiations can all derail even the most promising deals. Still, the mere discussion of such a blockbuster trade involving Patrick Surtain II, Jalen Ramsey, and JONNU has reignited excitement for the upcoming NFL season. It highlights how star players remain central to team-building strategies and how quickly the landscape can shift. For Miami Dolphins fans, this rumor offers hope of a fresh start with a rising defensive star, while Denver fans can dream about immediate upgrades and renewed competitiveness. Whether this trade materializes or not, it's a reminder of the high-stakes drama and strategic chess that define professional football. As the NFL offseason unfolds, all eyes will remain on Miami and Denver, watching for any signs that this massive, potentially game-changing trade is about to become reality. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.